Welcome to our scripture reflection, fellow parishioners, friends of St. Joseph and St. Anne's parishes. Today it's Friday, February the 12th. Kind of a short but very simple reflection today, based on the way in which Jesus works with us in our humanity. He doesn't work with us as spiritual beings, but human beings. Listen. The gospel today. They brought to Jesus a deaf man who had an impediment in his speech. What does Jesus do? Took him aside in private, away from the crowd, and put his fingers in his ears, and he spat and touched his tongue. If you're like me, you sometimes take your basic senses for granted. Yeah, the very simple fact that we can see, hear, touch, smell, speak. We take them for granted, but they are certainly wonderful gifts. And as we grow older, we begin to appreciate them even more because they begin to diminish a little bit. And I speak from experience. And so we begin to realize how precious these gifts are when we or someone we know and love loses one of those senses. And simply because they are such wonderful gifts, we do need to use them well so that they can challenge us in our integral growth. One impacts the other. So the question this morning I propose to you is, how am I using these gifts of hearing, seeing, and speech? A deaf man was brought to Jesus with an impediment in his speech. We saw that, okay? There can be, and there often is, a very strong link between the two. The inability to hear can also affect how people speak. Jesus then first opened the man's ears, then he could speak clearly. Opened his ears, then he spoke clearly. For us who have the gifts of both hearing and speech, it is also true that the quality of our speaking is in some way related to the quality of our hearing. The better we are at listening, the better we may be at speaking. Think about it for a moment. We need to listen well to each other if we are to speak well of each other and to each other. And so what's more fundamental perhaps is this: we need to listen to the word of the Lord if we are to speak to the Lord, and if we are to speak the words of the Lord to others. It's only in listening to him that he can speak through us. Listening, learning, loving, the interplay of all the senses in our lives to give glory and praise to God. Take that thought if you want to today, and go with it and see where it leads you in your greater appreciation for these beautiful human senses that God has given us. Thanks and have a great day. God bless.